There it is! Oh, I was starting to get worried. Welcome back to the Tragic Shelter. As the name implies, it's a tragic shelter. What are we currently doing? Well, I have a mining operation on the far right. We're trying to find a not volcanically hot route so I can dig my way to oil. I need oil. We're just trying to find a not volcanically hot route down to oil. So that's one project we have going on. The other project we should probably focus on... Oh no, I really gotta do that one soon though. Because we need steam power. Without steam power, we're in trouble. What's all this blue stuff going on in there? It's not germs. Things in your storage started liquefying, and that nasty liquid quite easily fell into your clean water reservoir. Clean water? You could have clean water? I thought the only water you could have is water with, you know, pee and poo in it. Alright, how are we doing on stress? Splunk is the only one stressed out, and that's because I kind of messed up on his skills last time we were here. Yeah, he's really stressed out because I've been teaching him things. It's alright, a skill scrubber has been built. I could fix him. Splunk, go into the strange box, please. Yeah, climb on in, buddy. No bad things could happen by putting you in that. Figured out how to separate water from other liquids. My problem tends to be that the second I build a reservoir for water, someone shits in it. Just immediately zips over and is like, ah, a toilet. So this shouldn't be happening. I'm worried that this has become as hot as it is. My insulation was supposed to be keeping that from happening, but oh well. I'm on cycle 92. It's not boding well if you petered out at that point. Alright, this is acceptable. That's what that's for. This is the pee-pee-poo-poo tank. You know, oh yeah, Mighty Odin, you are dead. So Mighty Odin died, Peppino died, and of course Krios is buried in the floorboards. Right here. Oh! When we reloaded the game, they put his body in an accessible location. Before, he was in the floorboards. Alright, well in that case, we could build a tasteful memorial. I bury people above the clean water tank. There's water in the drinking water. There's water in the toilet. Same thing. Basically the same. I don't understand. You're telling me they're different? Alright, how are we doing on algae? 8 tons. Okay. The Peppino! What do you do this for? I believe we want to fix it because everyone has, like, mourning as a stupid stat on them. And it'll improve morale if we bury him somewhere good. He appreciates the generators peeing on him. Yeah, he's just in the dirty water reservoir. The problem is water. It's a big problem. It would be a lot better if I could start harnessing steam. Which would also help me purify water. We got salt water. I guess we could maybe work on desalination. That could be a thing we do. Because we got a lot of salt water to work with. Oh, he's out. All right, we could fix Splunk. Make him not broken. There, you get super hard digging. Improve carrying. If I do this, you're exactly right. Alright, that should make him less stressed. Now how about desalination? What's that? How's that a thing? Liquids. Ore scrubber. Desalinator. Alright, start researching that. I feel like that's our future. We really gotta start desalinating some water. The other future is, again, trying to mine our way down somewhere. Colonel, the mission was a success. The Patriots have been neutralized. I got TP. What? Is this occupied space? I'm confused now. Why can't... Usually it's like, yeah, you could dig through this. Alright, be weird about it. That actually makes me very nervous now. Maybe we can... Yeah, go down like that. Give me a 2x2 to that point. Dig that. And what's the temperature like down here? It's warm. But 31 degrees, perfectly acceptable. As long as it's not 1,000 degrees, or 800 degrees, or 900 degrees, I think we'll be okay. Yes, I can back you up on that. I'm also curious, what kind of garbage? Alright, they're gonna dig across. Just ladder your way down. That's a lot of salt water, though. Welcome to chat. Well, glad to be here, but... Sure. Maybe we should start working on planting, but that's gonna require water, and like, this is the problem, is we don't have clean water. Who has food poisoning? Of course, Splunk. Why would it be Splunk with food poisoning? Alright, without oil, I can't make plastic, and without plastic, I can't make the steam power source. So oil is important. Desalination will obviously be handy. We got a lot of that here. How best to work that salt water? Was this all chlorine? It's chlorine. At least the natural gas is back to pumping out some stuff. So we're okay on power for a while. I want that salt water, though. There's plenty of salt water. Let's see. Guess we just kind of crack on into it? Yeah, let's start planning that out. So, from here, a ladder on up. Then we'll have a 2x2 tunnel. To here? Give me one ladder down into the salt water. We could put a pump here. And when we want to add more water, we can literally just crack into this, refill this particular reservoir. And ideally, we'll start desalinating a bunch of water. It's gonna be a lot of pipe for someone to lay, but I believe in you, chat. Chat as little people in my town. How are we doing on food? 21,000 kilocalories. Curative tablet. Print. This chat man lays pipe, yep. I can tell you I've laid my share pipe. R.I.P. Krios. He's no longer in the floorboards down there. How's research going? How far along? Oh, we're almost there! Almost done with the desalinator. Remove salt from brine or salt water producing water. Once they're done with that research... So we got a little planned path here for searching for oil. Though Krios may be dead, his cursed energy lives on. Yes, it does. Alright, what are you guys working on? What has higher priority than other things? Oxygen generation. I feel like I'm just gonna tear down the old toilets, because we have the new toilets now, and the new toilets are way better. And you know what I want? More pipes! Complicating my goddamn life. I definitely want more of those. Where am I gonna set up my desalinator? Let's see, let's think. The piping's gonna be going up, down, up, over. Fucking lord. Maybe. Maybe I'll cancel that ladder. And we'll just dig across. To there. Ladder. Alright, so it's gonna be pipe. Over, down, 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 across. And we start reaching other pipes. I guess this could be a desalination area. Just right underneath here. It's gonna be very close to where we do the pee-pee poop water refinement, but whatever. Whatevs. Yeah. And they're done with that. Alright. Refinement. Desalinator. Remove salt from brine or salt water producing water. It's gonna have an input and an output. Let's have the input be close to over here. And the output... I could hop over and attach it to the output valve. Yeah. That should do it. Right there. Priority is going to be get this room put together. What's that top row? No, screw that. I don't care if you pick that stuff up or not. Alright, our next big construction project is planned. We know what we're doing. I mean, we clearly don't know what we're doing. To be clear here. We're gonna try. So. It's an industrial area, whatever. I don't care if they have a bunch of pipe in their face. Oh my god. I don't know where keys on my keyboard are. So you're gonna be outputting this way. There! That connects to the output pipe, so fresh water will be dumped in this tank, which is clearly filled with fresh water. I don't know how to handle its dirty water problem. Do I make yet a third tank that will be for real? For reals this time, fresh water? Is that the plan? Let's cancel this piping. I can't believe I'm considering making yet another location for water. I'm gonna have so many redundancies. I hate it. But I gotta separate the dirty water out. We gotta stop drinking pee-pee poo-poo water. It is outrageous that we're still drinking pee-pee poo-poo water. Alright, temperatures. It's still very hot over there. God, do I really want to pipe water all the way up there? Oh boy. Alright, we dig out through there. We have a ladder here. Outhouse, lavatory, shower, pitcher pump, bottle emptier. Is there, like, no better way for them to get water than the pitcher pump? There has to be a better way. Liquids, sanitation, flow redirection, distillation. Aha, water cooler. Is water cooler the best one? Food, power, solid material, colony development. So that's one way for us to give them water. They would just have to refill it from time to time. You already got our desalinator. It's water and oxygen, hydrogen. Shower, sink. So you would think you could drink from the sink, but you can't. Algae distiller, canister, emptier. Empties gas canisters back into the world. Ethanol distiller. Water sieve. Liquid shutoff, like a reservoir. Stores liquid. We raised a barn? I get my water from sinks often, thank you very much. I just want them to have a new way to drink water that isn't just pumping it out of this fucking dirty-ass hole. I need a new reservoir. Do I pee in the bathtub? I refuse to answer that question. On the grounds that, I will not implicate myself. Alright. Need a new water reservoir. The other option is I just drain this thing into here and let it refill again in the hopes that perhaps it'll be clean this time. I might do it. I might, again, drain this thing, sanitize it, and have them pump in new water again. Alright. So first off, liquid vent. Deconstruct that. I only want it pouring into this one. Much better. Don't worry about the overload damage. Sure, it's fine. And then we're gonna deconstruct this panel. Actually, I might first build a tile right here. That's a high priority, guys. You gonna tell me this is unreachable build? Of course you are. Okay. Maybe I'll make a water fountain somewhere first. Just to avoid potentially murdering everybody. How we doing on algae? 8 tons. We're fine on algae. How we doing on food? 24,000 kilocalories. We're okay. I can take a moment to give them a water fountain. It's probably under furniture? No, stations. Utilities? Base. No. Although a liquid reservoir sounds very nice. This is probably how we're gonna handle the real fresh water after we start desalinating it. Drinking from the sink is Stalin's trick. Listen, if you drink from the sink, you get that good fluoride right directly in there, you know? Skip the middleman. Get that good mind control juice. I swear to God, where is it? I'm so bad at finding stuff. Not ventilation. Not refinement. I'll have to carry furniture. Water cooler. I swear I looked at this before and just couldn't find it. Just as a nice thing for them to have right now. We'll just toss this in somewhere. Over here in the massage parlor for some reason? Sure. Another one here in the mess hall. Okay. So maybe we won't make a new place for the water. Well, we'll get the desalinator up and running first. With a nice storage facility for water. Which I was looking at before. And now I forgot where it is. Right here, liquid reservoir. Requirement intake pipe, output pipe. Storage capacity 5 tons. Reservoirs cannot receive manually delivered resources. It's like we'll just slam this bad boy right here. Question is, how do they get the water out? Has an output valve. So I really do need a place for them to pump the water with the manual pump, huh? Has anyone played this game enough that they're like, Chris doesn't know that there's an easier place, an easier way for these people to get water? Yeah, we'll slap that there. Let's get some power. Getting dark in the power regard. Things are overloading often. We're only gonna make it worse now. Boop. How's this project going? You're on your way. You're on your way. Liquid pump. You're gonna go... Come on, let me just place you there, man. Unoccupied space. What's... Where'd it go? There it is. Oh, I see, we got some plants in here. I lost it again. There it is. Sorry, once we mine this out, it should be good. Yes, I would love to know the trick to clean water. Oh, I really want to fix this area up a little bit. Me too! Ah, so helpful.
No one can catch us. No
one can stop us now. Listen, you people are the ones that are peeing in the water. I'm not peeing in the water, you're peeing in the water. Alright, I need to deconstruct this liquid pump. And build it in a slightly better location. There we go. Yeah. You need a lot of polluted water. How do you get some? Just do what I do and have your colonists just pee and poo in the water. Makes it polluted pretty fast. The other option, of course, is like output from natural gas generators, like things that generate polluted water. That's where most of mine's coming from. Get big, larva, reject them all. It's not food, not a suit. Don't want it. Soon I'll want another colonist, but not quite yet. You know what? I'm alright with that, having a bit of a dirty wall there. I know it would look pretty if we finish this, but just don't worry about it. Slicksters sink CO2 and make oil. Slicksters sink CO2? Drink CO2? I regret not taking the Slickster now that you've said this to me. Alright. Back to plumbing. So your output... Oh, that's your input. Your output... Your output goes into that input. That output... goes in there. We want a liquid bridge. Always hit the wrong button because my keyboard's angled weird at the moment. Alright. Output, input, output. There we go. Can oxygen included colony become truly self-sufficient? I believe so, not that I've ever seen it. You become self-sufficient when you get to space to pump it out. How am I doing on breathable air right now? Super! Doing great. We got, admittedly, some areas here that aren't getting that much air. Some of the more industrial zones, I just gave up, and I was like, whatever, they'll be fine. They don't need air. A lot of carbon dioxide down here. Whatever, they can just hold their breath in those parts. Can Chris's colony become truly self-sufficient? Hell no. Listen, this place is called the Tragic Shelter, alright? It's not gonna be a happy ending here, probably. Alright, they're hard at work. There we go. Yeah, once we get this desalinating plant up and running, we might be okay on water. And I'm very close to just cracking this floor out, dumping all the water here, so it could be cleansed and repurposed. I really gotta start sweeping up. All these bottles of dirty water. It's gonna go on a little hunt for him. Mark down all the polluted waters I want swept away. Help refill our aquifer. We're just gonna go ahead and give the sweep command. It's gonna overlap with some not water, but whatevs. Once the water eventually gets back in there, so everyone can start drinking their pee again. Alright. Oh, there's one. Nice and marked. Who's stressed? Splunk still? Always Splunk. Something about Splunk just stresses everything out. I don't get why he's always so stressed out. There we go. If you enter the hospital... you know what? If it's the hospital area, maybe we should have it so you wash your hands both ways. Electrolyzers can give you both oxygen and hydrogen for power. Probably produces a lot of oxygen, enough to overpressurize the entire interior. So you either find a way to condense it or pump it into space. Interesting. Maybe I should start looking into electrolyzing. I got space over here. I think I need to research an electrolyzer. Elect. Keep going. Electro. I have an electrolyzer. Oh, perfect. Converts water into oxygen and hydrogen. Is that a refinement thing or a station? Has to be a refinement. Kiln, algae distiller. No? Plumbing? A utility, perhaps? Started to be. Oh, it's probably under oxygen, isn't it? Rust. Deodorizer. A deoxidizer. Electrolyzer, it's right there. Water and oxygen and hydrogen. An enclosed room for it? Smart, now we can pump the oxygen into another area. I might finish this corner over here and then like run a vent down to the bottom down here, and this will be where we start pooping oxygen back into the room. Is that a reachable build? Yeah, it should be. That's an unreachable build, of course it is. Just give a ladder there. Give a ladder there. Scaffolding, which I'll never take down. Only the ugliest place here. Yeah, I might make this the electrolyzer area. Once I start getting some stuff. Splunk stress behavior? No, Splunk. Splunk, here he is. Bio. Traits, loud sleeper, quick learner. He's a vomiter. I just don't get why he's more stressed than everyone else. Like, he's the only stress person. All of our stress is him. And 1% queen freak. Oh, you know, just trying to... Invalid building location. Fine. Just trying to fix the place up, you know, make it nice. I'm worried about how much steam we have here. Things are getting warm down there. Managing the temperature is going to be a thing we're going to have to figure out sooner or later. Oh, no wonder you stopped. I don't know. Like, I want steam power to be my future. I really do. I just don't know how that's going to work out yet. It's like super high on my list that we become a steam-powered place. But first, desalinating water is apparently much higher on the list than I thought it was going to be. Steam turbines sink heat, it'll cool the area down, that's perfect. So we really want to, like, get that up and running one day. But I need oil to do it, so I have to dig down. But first, we gotta solve our pee-pee-poo-poo water crisis. It has to happen. Oh, I can smell your pizza. I'm so hungry now. Natural gas. It's doing good. We seem to be pretty lucky. Like, they alternate. This one goes dormant. This one kicks up. This one goes dormant. This one kicks up. So we're not going to hurt on natural gas for a while. Ooh, piece of candy. The last of the kiwi high chews. No, I'm alright, Pope. But thank you. I could last an hour and a half before I cook up some food. You could research geysers? Oh, interesting. Analyze. Analyze. Really, that's an unreachable build. Alright, this one's not dormant, so let's cancel that. But this one is dormant. Well, we lack field research anyway. Maple? There we go, it's some field research. Now, in theory, we'll eventually be able to do it. Oh, it's coming along. A lot of breath holding going on over here. A lot of breath holding. It's alright, you found one pocket of breathable air there. Do I have to pump some oxygen over there for you? I'm getting worried about how big a distance they have to cover. No, I think they'll be alright. I think they could finish this job. Yeah. Make some suits. Oh, that's a lot of research. They'll be fine. The oil project will probably require us to get more creative with air because it's looking rough. Breathable but polluted. There we go. Just get rid of all those tutorials I'll never look at. I learn by doing, game. I learn by doing. And I do poorly. Oh my god, we got so much salt water to take advantage of. This will be our salt water reservoir. And we'll just dump this in there, that in there, that in there, that in there as we need it. Must be built in unoccupied space. What's occupying the space? Seed? Here, cancel those ladders. Perfect! Yeah, it was the ladder. Alright. The only other problem we're gonna run into now is that will need power, of course. Sure. Why not? We're short-circuiting literally all over the goddamn place. But why not add more? Nice. Yeah, the power is real bad, alright? I don't know how to do better. I have heavy gauge wire. Maybe I should be using that, shouldn't I? Oh, I really should. Alright. Especially for this one. We're not going through floors or anything with this one. Alright, power. Heavy watt conductive wire. Heavy watt. Oh god, it requires fucking... You don't want to cross heavy and normal gauge wire? Now I can't tell what I have over here. Plug the heavy into a transformer to carry the lower gauge wire. Alright. Local colony lacks electrical engineering. Oh my god. Electrical engineering. Plumbing. Bedside manner. Electrical engineering. Alright, it's right there. It's like Giggler. You would have been our best bet there. To the skill scrubber with you! Enjoy the ride. I'm gonna reject all these for now. I don't want to introduce another person while we're... not quite... I mean, we're producing more food than we're eating. We might be okay. Alright. Let's try and replan this out. Okay. Plumbing. Liquid pump. Bam, right there. Priority 7 already, perfect. So that thing is already plugged in there. I should probably not have it run with that wire. It's gonna be annoying. But with a look at the power screen here... Yeah. Now deconstruct... that wire. Now we go into power, and we want... transformer. Connect batteries on the large side. Alright, so we want power coming in to be the big power, and the power going out to be the little power? Shit. I'm gonna have to redo a lot of wiring for this to work out, huh? Let's see. We'll have 2 of these. So we have you generating power using normal wire. We should probably just redesign this to be using, you know. Yeah, I got to redo a lot of wiring. Oh boy. Alright, let's get this job started. Well, let's stay focused. Let's finish building this first. It's almost done. Alright, good. They're gonna deconstruct a bunch of the wiring there. Yeah, I guess we can start now. Let's start down here. So, I want to deconstruct You know what? It's like a priority 8, this deconstruct. I'm worried about how much refined metal it's going to demand from me. Alright, you tear that all apart. Heavy watt conductive wire. I just need heavy watt wire, not necessarily the heavy watt conductive wire. Yeah. So you... Power, heavy watts. Oh, there's still wire there? Weird. Show me the wire. I do not see wire. I believe it's there. It says it's there. Gas pump wire. Get rid of it, please. Much better. Alright, heavy watt wire. Oh, I can't go through doors? I'm gonna need heavy watt joint plates. Oh, this is gonna be hard to do. Okay. How to do this? As I choke and die. Alright, heavy watt wire between you and that. Redo all the things. That's too many things. I don't want to. Alright, we'll connect you. Heavy watt joint plate. Slap one there. Back to heavy watt wire. Connect that. Connect that. Heavy watt joint plate. Like that. There we go. Reconnect that for some reason, just in case we need to kickstart something somewhere. And now I could put down a power transformer over here. Heavy watt wire. The normal wire. So the big appliances are getting their power, and then the normal power will kick in for some of these smaller appliances and other things that I'm too lazy to rewire. We gotta get this back and running. Back to power. Heavy watt joint plate. Oh, I can put it over the door? Would it make it so they can't go through the door? That would be a problem if they couldn't make it through the door. I know it's hot down there. Be careful, guys. I imagine I can't just put it in the doorway. That'd be much too convenient. Alright, in that case... Power, heavy watt joint plate. Oh, several people have died. Good work, team. Single transformer will generally supply one floor. We're gonna wing it. We'll see what happens.
Hello.
15 Yeet Master, hello there. Your setup usually has a ladder going up the length of your colony with the heavy wire, and then transformers next to the ladder on each floor. Ah, see, that means you planned from the very beginning, which is a smart way to do it. We didn't do that. We're hastily trying to fix problems we've made for ourselves. Hastily being a key word. Alright. Unreachable. There, it won't be unreachable soon. We're gonna try and fix it as we go and see if we can make it work again. Alright, desalination process should also be looking to get better power output here. I'm gonna have to rewire all this too. I think I might wait for this one to go dormant and this one to kick back up again. And then we'll rewire that one. Because this was conveniently off at the moment. Let's kick up the timeline while they're all doing their stupid sleeping nonsense. Alright, it looks like Loud Snorer here doesn't actually wake up Pope. Sally's very loud snoring does not wake up Pope. And Splunk is still stressed out. You know, you might think I'm a monster for thinking it, but I could always, like, bury Splunk in the floor and let him die. And then we'll have we'll fix the problem. Right, Giggler! I wiped his brain clean and I forgot to reteach him things. Giggler, improved tinkering, electrical engineering. And then, I don't know. Back to the art fundamentals for you. You're a light sleeper that Patrick in the driveway pouring sugar in his own gas tank wakes you up. Sounds about right. Squidge will be Splunk's replacement. Alright, if I murder Splunk, that'll be the name of the new character. We're almost there. Alright. Baseline, this nonsense is up and running. I might also put this on the heavy watt run. So deconstruct that wire. This wire going underneath this plate is a big no-no. A wire bridge. Deconstruct that wire. Alright, wire bridge is in place. There, now the wire is disconnected from it. Back to the power overlay. Oh, Gomper, right. Have you seen a game called Keeper RL? Have you seen any of this game? I recently found out about it, and I'm kind of in love with it. I'm very, very much thinking about picking it up. You've not heard of it. Did you ever enjoy playing Dungeon Keeper in the past? Keeper RL, yes. You're saying you don't have power. You should take a peek at Keeper RL. You don't have power. You don't have power. Do the batteries have power in them? No, they don't. Of course. None of this stuff has power because this is no longer generating power. Oh boy. Alright, I really do need to redo a lot of wiring. Son of a bitch! That first stuff's been sitting there the whole time. I feel like the bot has lost connection a few times without the stream going down. It's weird. I don't want to run a graveyard unless it doubles as a barracks for an undead army. Yes, it does stand for RL stat. So, Keeper RL is a game I only just discovered. It's apparently been in early access for a couple of years now and gets regular updates. It's a Dungeon Keeper game where, you know, you have to build, like, situations that fit different classes of units, like, needs and desires. So if you want a vampire, you need to be able to support a vampire. You want a warlock, you need to be able to support a warlock. And they all have their own desires and needs and wants. But instead of being structured like Dungeon Keeper was structured, which was a fairly, like, rigid, like, well done, you've built blank, now move on to blank. Like, very, very hand-holdy, which was fine for, like, a 90s PC game. This one's more in, like, the Dwarf Fortress style of you could build your base anywhere you want on this giant world map. You could dig into this mountain and make your setup however you want to make it. And it looks like a lot of fun. You know, you start building up your forces, you go out, you ransack human villages, you go out, you ransack a human city, and the more evil things you do, the more attention you draw, and the more invasions happen. And so you have to, like, trap out your little fortress to make it hard for these guys to get you. You want a good Necromancer Dungeon Keeper game? Ooh. I want more Necromancy simulators, period. Not a lot of games let you power fantasy necromancy. Alright, you guys are getting more algae, which is going to be very important. Alright. Let's think about how we should do this. We're going to get heavy watt wire all up in their biz, which is going to be not fun for them. Why do I have a pipe that just goes nowhere? Old project that got forgotten about, I guess. Oh god, did I break my pipes in weird ways? So you're going to pump bad water up and into this machine. Hello. Which is going to pump good water out. Game you're working on with Cassie, not sure exactly what the timeline is. A Necromancer starring Fire Emblem game. Ooh. Pumps out, which goes up with more water. Alright, that all looks fine. I don't know what I was thinking before. Are there wires there? No. Good. Okay. Alright. Starting to look like I might be able to merge these two situations, but first I kind of want this to kick back in before I take all that stuff apart up there. Analyze. Oh, it's probably an unreachable situation for him, huh? I don't know if you could do that, colonists, but there's some scaffolding for you. That helps you analyze that thing. Alright, if this thing were to kick back in and produce natural gas, this setup down here would start providing power, and then I could really take all this apart up here. And that'd be swell. I guess the other option is I put a transformer down over here and try and, like, bridge these things. This is still the tragic shelter. It's still tragically going. It'll eventually outlast Certain Doom. Although a Certain Doom had a few more revolutions going for it. So I don't have any wiring here, right? There we go, so that's now attached. Oh, you want to know what the germ overlay looks like? Let me tell you, it's all in the water. Like, entirely localized to water and, like, things people need to clean in between uses. I'm dying to work on something I don't hate. I mean, if you want to work on a video game, I have a design doc that I've been tinkering with for a while. I could tell you more about another time. Alright, heavy gauge wire. There. Oh, that's gonna be hard to research. It's so warm in there. But I believe in you guys. I believe in you, team. Okay, with the heavy gauge wire. Oh, you're gonna be producing for a while, aren't you? That's alright. I could do this in stages. I could open up with the coal. Yeah. Let's rewire the coal first. Yeah, we'll rewire that coal generator first. Actually, cancel taking that one apart. Let's keep that running for a while. Let's get a power transformer in and out like that. And then normal wire right down there. Electrolyzer is in the near future. That's like the next project. I'm trying to like fix my power grid and then we're moving on to electrolyzer. Well, actually, first I want my desalination project up and running, then electrolyzer, and then we gotta find oil because I need plastic. Yesterday I need plastic. Sure, sandstone, whatever. Soon I want more colonists too. Are you dormant now? Idle, not dormant. Idle. Alright, let's look at the power overlay. I want my deconstruct project here to go a little bit faster. Yeah, get rid of that old wire. Alright, heavy white joint plate right there. And then a heavy watt joint plate right there. Heavy watt wire. Bam. 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 So at the very least, the coal power will now be going through the heavy watts. Then we can start working on the other setup right there, when that goes dormant. Actually, screw when it goes dormant. Once we have the coal generator working on this, at the very least, we'll have power happening. And I want this to also be part of that network, huh? Heavy watt joint plate right there. Heavy watt wire. Just fell asleep on the floor. That's fine, whatever. Alright. There's my wire bridge. That wire right there, deconstruct it, level 8. Back to the power grid. Heavy watt wire. Good. Didn't just connect to it. I was afraid it would. Connect you there. Might as well do that. Deconstruct that wire. Then we'll put all those batteries and those heavy machines on heavy watt wire. Aw, you're proud of your Kohai. Ooh, almost done running that wire over there. Good work, team. Let's see. I want you as part of the heavy watt brigade. Heavy watt joint plate right there. Heck, I should deconstruct. Get rid of that wire. For now. It's a fucking disaster. Alright, there's a lot of deconstructs and a lot of builds overlapping there. I'm assuming you guys know what you're doing. Everything's gone bright red. There's a lot of overload damage. I'm thinking something went wrong in this construction. Or at the very least, you built something before deconstruction completed? Oh lord. It's all bright red. Please deconstruct this wire. This is what the problem is right here. Yes, getting better. Oh, way better now. Yeah. Good, 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 good. All right.